What's going on, guys? It's Thursday, and that means it's reaction day. And what better to react to than the most controversial thing right now, the Barbie movie. So let's get into it. Let's see what people think about this movie, because I've seen it, and I have my opinions. But, you know, everyone is subjective to their own opinions. So let's look at the person who we should probably be trusting the most with the information on the Barbie movie. Ben Shapiro. Holy shit, 43 minutes? Oh my god! Why does Ben Shapiro have 3 videos on the Barbie? I would just like to preface this. I went to the Barbie movie on my own accord, and I'm gonna admit, I kind of thought it was gonna be really, like, hating on men the entire time. But it wasn't. At all, actually. I mean, it starts out that way. But the entire point of the movie is like that's the entire ending. That's the reason it exists. So I'm interested on how he'll support anything he's saying. Another video? Holy shit. How many I'm sorry, I have to look at this. How many videos did this man make on Barbie?
I bet he loved our movie, right, Ken?
For those of you who can't wait that long, I'm going to give my review of the Barbie movie in the most Oppenheimer fashion.
What the Run.
So the things I do for my audience, my producers dragged me to go see Barbie movie. Barbie the...
Oh.
So the things I do for my audience, my producers dragged...
Oh, look at him, bro. Bro, look at him. He had a good time. You can tell he had a blast. Whether he's gonna make fun of it or not, or whether he's gonna hate on it, he had a good time. Look at that face. He's like trying not to smile. He's like on the verge of a smile. He's like smirking at the camera. He totally liked it. He totally enjoyed the movie. I can tell, man.
Go see Barbie movie. Barbie the movie. And I have thoughts. This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Let me begin with my generalized assessment of the movie.
The hell kind of sponsorship is that? That's like me going, hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the Barbie movie. This video is sponsored by World of Tanks, and it sucked. Like that. What was that? Why did he do it like that?
To go see Barbie movie. Barbie the movie. And I have thoughts. This video is sponsored by Express. With my generalized assessment of the movie. This movie is not just a piece of shit. This
Okay, guys, I don't think he liked the movie very much.
movie is a flaming piece of dog piled atop an entire dumpster on fire, piled atop a landfill filled with dog. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. On every...
This man has never watched a movie before. Look at those eyes. Look at him. His parents, like, wouldn't let him watch anything. They made him watch Rugrats over and over again.
Possible level, it is a horrific movie. The only thing that can be said for this film is production design. Production design is really nice. Costumes are really nice. Also, it's really hard to screw that up. It's really hard to screw that up because you literally have this to model after.
Why does he have to, like, make it negative? Like, why can't he be like, they had good prop design, it was cool. He had to say, it's really easy and I bet I could do it at home. Like, dog. you can say something's nice.
Every joke that happens in this film happens basically within the first 45 seconds of the film. So, for example, Barbie turns on the water and there's no water. Ooh, because, you know, like in Barbie house, there's no actual water. Do you get it? And then she drinks, but there's no actual liquid in the actual cup. Oh my God, because she's a Barbie doll. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's all the jokes. There are no more jokes for the rest of the film.
Benny Shapiro. We're talking about a movie where real humans are acting out plastic dolls. And the funniest thing in the movie to you was that the shower didn't turn on. And there were...
The movie's a show. Okay, so conceptually, the movie is a show. I want to ask this. Who's the intended audience for the film?
Children! It's the Barbie movie.
For this film. So I'll tell you who the intended audience for this film is, and I can tell two ways. One, the previews on the film, and two, the people in the audience. So the intended audience for this film is moms and their 8-year-old daughters.
Yeah.
That's the intended audience for the film. I know because the previews for the film were all kids' movies.
You don't have to go that deep into it. It's a fucking Barbie movie. Why is he, like, examining this? Like, the intended audience for this movie, because of all the commercials and the subjective number of people in the theater, the majority of them were moms and their young daughters. Like, it's a Barbie movie. Bro.
Talking like G or PG rated kids films. We're talking like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Trolls 4 or whatever it is.
Yes.
Those were all the previews, right? All the previews are actually directed at what the audience is supposed to be for this film.
Yes.
And if you look in the audience, it's a bunch of moms, like youngish moms, middle-aged moms, with their like 6, 7, 8-year-old girls.
Why are you so shocked by this?
This movie is not made for any of those people. In fact, this movie is made for no one. This movie is going to make a bunch of money week one because the market...
You literally just said the movie was made for them. We're 2 minutes in and you've contradicted yourself like 5 times.
Effort has been extraordinary. I mean, whoever's the marketing team over at Warner Brothers is doing an amazing job. Week one, this thing is going to clean up at the domestic box office. My prediction is going to just absolutely fall off a cliff after that. The repeat business on this movie is going to be non-existent because it was written by 2 people who are so smug and self-satisfied, in Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, that they have no audience. I mean, like, who thought it's a great idea? Let's bring on the people who wrote...
I think generally you can kind of assume after the, like a week after the movie premieres, it will probably fall off a little bit. Because, you know, there's hype around it. It releases. People see it. And then they're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that's a pretty general statement. But kind of. It's been 2 weeks now. And people are still going to see it. I saw it 2 week and a half, at least.
And Marriage Story to make a movie about a plastic doll that is generally played with by 5 to 9-year-old young girls. So the basic idea of the film, they really have no basic idea of the film. They don't know whether they hate Barbie or that we're supposed to kind of like Barbie. It seems they kind of despise Barbie as a fascist emblem, as we'll get to.
What?
Sort of premise of the film, politically speaking, is that men and women are on 2 sides of the divide and they hate each other. And literally the only way you can have a happy world is if the women ignore the men and the men ignore the women. That seems to be the final outcome of this film. I was trying to separate this into problems with plot and problems with character and problems with the politics of the film, but they're all intertwined because the thing is just a mess. It doesn't make any sense. Plot-wise, it makes no sense. Character-wise, it makes no sense. So let's just go through it from the beginning. Okay, there's gonna be lots of spoilers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put that up as well. Spoilers here. That's not the point of the movie. You're just fucking wrong. I'm sorry. The entire idea of the movie is that, I mean, there are awful men and there are awful women. It's not saying all men are awful or all women are awful. It's saying some of them are. And you kind of just have to deal with that. Right? Like, this isn't... It's not like all men and women hate each other and you should never date the other gender. Like, no. That's not the idea at all. It's like, some men are terrible. And it's the same on the other side. Do you see this here? Like... And it's also talking about how we need to, like, try and, you know, make equality a bit more of a thing. So, like, I'm not. It's not really. We're gonna keep going. It's fine.
But believe you me, I'm about to save you so much time. Because this movie is 2 hours. It feels like it is longer than the Wagnerian ring cycle. It does not end. Every scene is at least.
What the fuck is that? I'm sorry.
But believe you me, I'm about to save you so much time. Because this movie is 2 hours. It feels like it is longer than the Wagnerian ring cycle.
Okay. We've gotten back to the point of people just saying fancy words to make themselves seem smart. Because there is absolutely no fucking reason for him to ever say that. No one knows what that is. I mean, there might be some people that are watching, but no one cares enough to look it up. To me, it just seems stupid to say Wagnerian and relate it to music dramas from 1876. Like, that's a bit of an odd reference to the Barbie movie, but okay. I mean, at least he's talking about a thing that happened, and he isn't making things up. I'll respect him for that.
And every scene is at least 2 minutes too long. Every single scene, every beat is 2 minutes too long. It is a bad film. Put aside the politics. Like, really, I was sitting there with a bunch of my producers. I'm a little bit more political than my producers. My producers were watching this, putting the politics aside. It is a bad movie. So why?
Can we just take a second to acknowledge that Ben Shapiro was sitting there with his producers watching the Barbie movie?
1% on Rotten Tomatoes, because the way that it works for the reviewers is if you have the right politics, and those politics are sufficiently slyly inserted,
Rotten Tomatoes does not give a fuck about politics.
then it will get a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, even if the thing is just Drek. And I mean, boy, is this Drek. This is a Death Star.
Is he saying Shrek or Drek? What the fuck is the word coming out of his mouth?
Even if the thing is just Drek.
What the hell? Drek. It's again with the things of him just saying words no one understands. It makes you feel like he's smarter than you, when the actual things he's saying aren't anything smarter than anything you could ever say. It's just like filler words.
And I mean, boy, is this Drek. This is a Death Star sized piece of Drek. It is like, that's no moon. That's a...
Okay, using the word Drek once was fine. No one, it doesn't even make sense. The movie was trash. The movie was trash. The movie was a Death Star sized trash. Do you see how you could use those words interchangeably and make sense to anyone? Like, you have to, articulating words and knowing the English language is important, but not when you're about to show a poop emoji on top of the Death Star. Okay.
Station.
Let's keep going.
That this movie. Okay, so let's jump into it. I have like pages and pages of notes on this horrific piece of... My goodness. Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. So it's from the beginning, you know what this movie is going to be, and it's going to be a very cynical take on what Barbie is, which is so weird. I don't know why Mattel would turn over its IP to filmmakers who clearly hate the IP. It's as though you were going to make Toy Story, except that toys are all evil. They're all bad, and you're supposed to hate them, and you should burn them. Because that's kind of the message of the film, is that the Barbies are bad for the world. Okay, so it begins by trying to uphold the original vision of Barbie. What was the original magical vision of Barbie? We have Helen Mirren here to tell us, in the form of a narrator apparently played by Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who's speaking from heaven. And we get a 2001 A Space Odyssey flashback. Which again, who's the audience for this? Like, the reference points in this film, it references variously Marcel Proust. It references Robert Evans and the cinematography of The Godfather. It references...
Okay, guys. I'm going to explain something to you real quick. You know when you were watching SpongeBob, and there was that one scene of him looking at the TV, and there was there was something inappropriate going on. It was like choral. I don't remember the scene. That is so the adults watching the movie with their children are able to understand things that the kids aren't, because adults have very different senses of humor than children. This is a perfect example of that. The kids won't understand it. It won't change the kids' things. To any adults watching it, this will be cool. Do you see how that's like, that makes sense? Right? Like it's not outlandish to put something for the adults to really enjoy or understand separately and make them feel special. Because kids will watch whatever the hell. You could play like Roblox for a child, but that was a really bad example. My camera just died. We're back. But it's just put there for the parents so the parents have something to like, because, you know, a lot of parents may not want to watch the Barbie movie, or a lot of dads may not, or, you know, whatever it is. It's like in Lego Ninjago. It's like in every single thing ever. It's a thing people do.
2001: A Space Odyssey. This is a movie made for moms and their 7-year-old girls. Well, folks, wasting 2 hours of my precious time, hours I will never get back, 2 hours where on my deathbed I will wish that I had not spent that time doing, makes me viscerally angry. But I'm going to talk to you about something.
He says that 2 hours on his deathbed, he will regret doing that. And yet here, right here, we have one 40-minute video about the Barbie movie. Right here, we have a 1 hour and 1 minute video about the Barbie movie. Right, if you keep going down though, you'd think, you know, he's so mad.
Well, folks,
he wouldn't stop there. There we have another 10-minute video on the Barbie movie. We're already up to 2 hours on the Barbie movie. Right here, 30 minutes. He complained about the Barbie movie longer than the actual runtime of the movie. And my camera's about to die. So I'm gonna leave that there.